Hey guys, Rocket Rob here, and welcome to another episode of Top 5 of the Type. Today we're going to be looking at Dragon type figures. Dragon types are absolutely amazing. They're one of my favourite type of Pokemon, and they probably are my favourite type of Pokemon, and I love running my Dragon deck. You know, they are really powerful. They may not be as powerful as before the Ghost came out, but these Pokemon are just amazing, and I love them. So we're going to have a look at who are the top 5 Dragon type figures in the game right now. Let's begin. So, in number 5, we have Mega Altaria. Absolutely beautiful figure. Take a look at this. Just a massive cloud. Looks great. I love it. I love floating clouds. Why not? So, let's have a look at its wheel. It has a very good wheel. At level 5, it has 0 miss. I love figures that don't have any miss at level 5. It has a Hyper Beam, where at level, when it's evolved, that's actually hitting for plus 30. So it's really hitting for 140 there. It's got Final Song, which is a really interesting move. Let's have a look at that. Attaches a Final Song marker to all Pokemon within 2 steps. Pokemon with that marker are knocked out after 5 turns. So it can pretty much, if you run your Mega Altaria up to the back line of your opponent and land that, it can pretty much wipe out all their defense. Absolutely brilliant. And then it's got this ability as well, which is absolutely amazing. This Pokemon can MP move over other Pokemon on the field. That's really cool. If this Pokemon is knocked out, all of your Pokemon that have been excluded from the duel and all of your Pokemon in the Ultra Space will move back to your bench. So it's bringing back figures. I love this. This is brilliant. Especially when you're going up against one of those bloody exclusion decks, which are really a pain in the ass to play against. It's good to have Mega Altaria there to help you to bring those back. Same with the Ultra Beast decks as well. Get them back out of the Ultra Space. So that is why it is... Oops. Let's go back. That is why it is my pick for number 5. Also, if this figure is confused, all of its segments spin into a dodge, which is really cool, so it becomes an amazing defender as well. Let's not forget that. But yeah, it is a really great figure. So, number 5. Let's have a look at number 4. And in number 4, we have Rayquaza. So, Rayquaza is one of my favorite figures. I absolutely loved it. It's from, the old school Pokemon games from Gen 2. I really liked this figure. I really liked getting it in the original Pokemon games, and I love using it. I've got 2 chain level 10 Rays, and yeah, absolutely love it. Let's have a look at its wheel. Now, it does have a bit of miss here. As you can see, it's got 3 segments of miss. At level 5, you will remove one of them, but it's still going to have an 8-bit miss, right? Its ability, when there are opposing Groudon or Kyogre or Rayquaza on the field, this Pokemon deals plus 20 damage, so it can occasionally get a damage buff from that. It's got a 140 gold. Let's just take a look at that. A 140 gold. Absolutely huge. And, it really comes in handy. There's a lot of purple in the meta right now, so having that huge gold is great. That break energy is a bit crap, to be fair. You don't really need the ability on it to energy-based plates, because no one really uses them anymore. The fly, however, can be... It can be good or bad. Often, Ray will use that fly and get itself into a tricky position, flying itself into a surround. So basically, for those who don't know, let's have a look. This Pokemon jumps over the battle opponent and lands 1 to 2 steps away. So sometimes you can get yourself stuck in a position where you will lose the game. However, you can also get yourself into a position where you can win with fly, and get a fly tease to the goal. So it can really come in handy sometimes. Now, another thing to note, this figure is a 1 MP figure, but when paired with the Dragon Sphere, it becomes a 2 MP figure that can move over other Pokemon. If you are running Ray, you really should be using that Dragon Sphere. It makes a huge difference, and honestly, I don't think it's worth running without it, in my opinion. So this is Ray, number 4, really strong figure, and yeah, It's in pretty much every dragon deck, really. So let's have a look. Number 3. Number 3, we have Haxorus. Haxorus. I love Haxorus. I was so excited when it came out. You had to buy it. I bought it straight away. Look at it. Look how cool looking it is. It's ripping open a molten rock. This is awesome. This is a beast. This guy has a crazy wheel as well. 2 missed slices there, but one of them will disappear at level 5. And it is, thankfully, the one in between Dragonclaw and Guillotine. And that is a good thing, because if you look at this guy's wheel, it has Outrage, which actually makes it become confused. However, if you get rid of that miss there, and you spin into Dragonclaw, it will go into Guillotine, which is a really, really great move. So you've already got a 160 attack damage, you've already got a 150 attack damage, and this is, you know, one of the top base damage Pokemon in the game. But it also has a purple that can instantly knock out any Pokemon. And if you've evolved that from Fracture, which is pretty easy to do, that's going to be a 2-star plus an extra 10 attack damage on both attacks. Pretty epic. So, for me, this is a really strong figure, but it also has even more going for it. Let's have a look at its ability. When this Pokemon sustains an effect from a battle opponent's white attack that would knock it out, the battle opponent is knocked out instead. I'm sure a lot of you remember back when Zoroark was ruling the meta. This is the figure that really stopped that, along with Turtonator, but mainly this one, Haxorus. Basically, Zoro is going to get knocked out every time it lands cross counter against this figure, unless, you know, you manage to land the miss. It's absolutely brilliant for that. It also does the same thing against the Banets with the Destiny Bond, and there's a few other figures that will do it as well. So Haxorus is an absolute beast. It's brilliant. It is weak to purple moves, though. It has a lot of white on that wheel, so it can be a little bit of a weakness, but, you know, really solid figure. 2 MP. Yeah, really, really awesome. Let's have a look now at a number 2 dragon type figure, and it is Altaria. Now, Altaria is really, really awesome, and you usually see multiples of Altaria in any dragon deck. It's pretty much a staple for any dragon deck that you have. Now, it doesn't have an amazing attack. It's hitting for 70, but if you land the Dragon Dance first, it's going to hit for 120, which is not too bad. It also has a really cool thing that it has 0 miss at level 5. Which means that if it's confused, every segment is spinning into a dodge, so it becomes a really good defensive figure in that position. Perish Song is great for excluding other figures. This is like basically a double curse, so anytime that you land Perish Song, your figure will become cursed, and all adjacent Pokemon from your Altaria become cursed as well. So you will need to run this with Mega Altaria so that when that Perish Song goes down, you can evolve it and get rid of your own curse as well. You don't want your Altarias to go to be banished, because you don't then have the ability to bring them back with your Mega Altaria, as we discussed before. But yeah, for these reasons, and the fact this is the main one, to be honest, this is the main one. When this Pokemon is on the field, your Dragon type Pokemon and Flying type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage. So this is actually buffing Raid for an extra 20. This is buffing itself for an extra 20 as well. Like, it's absolutely awesome. I really love this figure, and I think it deserves that number 2 spot just because of how necessary it is in a dragon deck. It's absolutely so essential to have this figure. I mean, you obviously can't have the Mega without having the base. The base is just so useful in buffing your dragons. It basically makes the dragon decks. Alright, finally, we get to number 1, and it's not going to be a surprise. Not going to be a surprise at all. Where are you? There you are. Mega Rayquaza, the god of dragon type Pokemon. Absolute monster this thing is. Let's have a look. Look at this. Look how cool it looks. Ah, I love it. I love it. Alright, let's have a look at your wheel. So Mega Ray. Mega Ray, you are hitting like absolutely huge damage You've got a 140 gold, which obviously is buffing itself because it has the Evo as well. So it's actually hitting for, I think it's 150. Correct me if I'm wrong there, sorry. Or is that 160? But it hits freaking hard, and the numbers just become completely insane once you combine that with for instance, a couple of Alterias. It's hitting over 200. It's absolutely a monster. I think it can hit for up to 230. Correct me if I'm wrong there, guys, but this thing is an absolute beast. It has 0 miss at level 5. So, yeah, it's just unbelievable. It can go through figures. You don't need the Dragon Sphere for this. It can go through all figures. It can... Also, it makes the opponent's blues become misses, which, that's insane. What an ability. Oh my goodness. So it just eats Ultra Beasts. It eats Mega Gardevoir. It is an absolute monster. It has the fly as well, so it can get your fly cheeses there. It can also become a liability with that fly, as many people would know. The Dragon Ascent isn't too strong there. You want to minimize that wheel slice there if you can. I definitely recommend it, but having a huge goal, like if you've got that to level 10, that's a 54, 53, 53 extreme speed, which it's over half the wheel being gold. Absolute crazy figure. This thing is so broken, and you know, the game had to come up with some solutions for it to be able to make it, but it's still so freaking strong. It's still absolutely unbelievable. So let me know what you think of my top 5 of Dragon types. What is your top 5? What are they? What are your top 5? And did I get any wrong? Just let me know. Let me know what you think. I'm really interested. But this is what I think is the best 5 Dragon types in the game. They're an absolutely amazing type. And yeah, that pretty much wraps us up for this episode. We'll catch you in the next one. This is Rocket Rob, blasting off again. Oh, and before I go, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks, guys.